Hi and welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. So today's Thriver TV episode, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this, as well as some really deep insights, because today I want to talk to you about crap. That's right, crap. Not the actual offensive word that represents excrement, or not the synonym that means rubbish, rather the acronym, which stands for the fear of criticism, rejection, abandonment, and punishment. And if we're suffering from any part of crap, we're not going to put our best foot forward, and we're not going to have the difficult conversations that are needed. Robin Sharman states as one of his 15 quotes for success, "The conversations that you are most resisting having are the ones that you most need to be having." And the reason why we don't have these conversations is crap. And I don't mean rubbish, I mean we fear criticism, rejection, abandonment, and punishment if we speak up. And I can feel many of you bristling at this, and you're saying to yourself what I used to say, but that is what happens when I speak up. Other people do treat me like that. I get shut down. I don't have a voice. I can't have an opinion. My rights are totally unimportant, and I even get ridiculed. Yes, that may be true, as it was for so many of us who had our boundaries crushed as children and then attracted narcissistic partners who upped the ante even further. That was absolutely our experience, or maybe that was simply your experience that you had in your child of origin, in your family of origin as a child. But I promise you, you are not stuck with living your life feeling like this. And if we were to fast forward your development, where you're no longer carrying the traumas that are giving you crap, then you will have these experiences instead. People listening to you, people getting you, people supporting your voice, your rights, and your opinions. And also, conversely, you won't give a crap if they don't. And you won't give a crap because that crap of crap, fearing criticism, rejection, abandonment, and punishment, will no longer be a part of your inner identity. So let me explain by going deeper. Let's go quantum on this. When we are suffering from these fears, we are not being emotionally directed in our life by a solid, whole, adult part of our inner identity. Rather, we've digressed to the childhood traumas of not feeling whole, and therefore needing love, approval, security, and survival from outside of ourselves to try to feel okay and safe. And this was all very normal when we were little. However, what would have been the ideal journey growing up is that we had enough direction, support, and role models of self-partnering, self-love, self-approval, self-confidence, self-soothing, and self-wholeness to be able to grow our insecure, underdeveloped childhood parts up to become healthy adult wholeness within ourselves. Healthy parts that were no longer dependent on specific people, representing the original parental figures who missed the mark and didn't get the job done, to provide these things for us. When we are a source to ourselves, we don't metaphorically clutch at greasy takeaway food that arrives at our front door. Instead, we make nutritious banquets from our own kitchen. And if we're not sure at the quality of the food, metaphorically, we don't sell our soul to accept whatever is on offer. We question. We have the difficult conversations. We check in, we show up, and we are quite prepared to lose what is not right for us if it doesn't measure up. And then we just turn away and we go back to our well-stocked, solidly functioning kitchen. If we are still operating in the fears of crap, we will get crap. This massive quantum rule of life is absolute. Whatever you accept is what you will get. If you accept a relationship where your stomach is squirming and you don't have the conversations you know you need to because of the fear of speaking up, you are in wrong town and you are risking your entire existence. If you accept a business deal that you have not formalized because of the fear of being rejected, you are playing with possible financial or professional suicide. If you allow family members or friends to use you up because you're afraid of saying no, then you are not inspiring anyone to love and respect you. How can they when you don't love and respect yourself? And we can slice this and dice this, and we can look outwards and play victim and blame other people for not doing the right thing until we realize this child inside us who was still suffering from crap is not showing up as a healthy adult operating healthily in life. This part of our inner being wants someone to come along and be the adult for them, but this is impossible because that defies quantum laws, so within, so without. Rather, what we experience is no one is showing up other than people who bring more evidence of the terrors of crap that we've not healed within our inner being yet. And I'm going to be totally authentic with you here. This is still something I have to work at. I call it putting on my big girl pants or panties. And most of my dear Thriver brothers and sisters who've become awesome friends know this about me. I was the person who vowed and declared, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to speak up. But the truth was, I wasn't people pleasing for them. I was people pleasing for myself, trying to avoid the anxiety and the uncomfortableness of being criticized, rejected, abandoned, or punished. The thought of people not liking me or turning away from me tore me to pieces. And I still shift stuff about this. And life is always generously giving me opportunities to up-level this stuff within my business life, my love relationship, my family, my friendships, you name it. And yeah, would I have it any other way? No, I wouldn't. And neither should you if your greatest joy is to grow and expand yourself from who you are being towards who you really are. More and more of your true self. Like so many of us, I know where my fears of crap took me when I wasn't showing up because of the fears of criticism, rejection, abandonment, and punishment. These fears took me ultimately into the dark den of narcissistic abuse, not once but twice, because I ignored my triggers, my intuitive feelings. I didn't show up. I didn't ask the difficult questions. And when there was a sign of being crapped on by the narcissist, being criticized, rejection, abandoned, or punished, I would run toward and not away trying to fix it so that I wouldn't experience the pain. In fact, if people got nasty with me, sadly, tragically, and frighteningly, then I would start loving them the most because I hadn't healed my crap yet. And that's a huge truth to admit to oneself, that my inner being was being pulled and triggered by the faulty programming of, if I don't stop you hurting or leaving me, I can't survive. And there was no way for me to escape those devastating urges until I healed and freed myself from it. I know many of you are going to relate. A big light bulb's going to go off for you. You know that that's what's going on for you as well. Anyway, the truth is now I show up because I would rather nail myself to the back of a burning door than not show up. I know where not showing up leads to. I know it nearly took my life, and it almost destroyed everything that is dear to me, including the people that I love. Would I ever run that risk again? Hell no. Do I need the wake-up calls again? No. And I'd have to seriously question what I'm thinking and what I stand for if I did. So, for me, show up it is. And if I feel uncomfortable inside, which I still can, when I know I have to ask a difficult question or confront something, I go and shift whatever trauma is attached. And man, there have been heaps on this topic. I take a deep breath, I pull up my big girl panties, and I get it done. I confront. And I do it lovingly and directly to the best of my ability. No squirming, no justifying, just getting down to it. And I don't always get it right. And if I don't, it triggers something else that gets reflected back that I need to heal to keep growing. But when I do get it right, it goes swimmingly. It co-generates greater connection because grey areas get cleaned up. Trust and healthier communication happens, and healthy components and people rise to match the love, respect and authenticity I have for myself and that which I'm demonstrating in the world. And the components of life that are not healthily able to meet me, they get exposed, they drop away, or I turn away back to my well-stocked kitchen and I've got my answer. Meaning, and what this all means is now, because I no longer get derailed by my own crap because I heal it, I don't put up with crap and I don't get crap, in the most loving, evolved way, of course. Now here's the rub. Getting ourselves out of childhood crap programs can be really hard to just decide logically to do. If we are carrying significant childhood, generational, epigenetic, past life and collective traumas, you may feel like I used to. I had a ton of all of those. Like you literally blank out, like you have this white hot terror moving through you and you can't even put thoughts together, let alone two words. That's how it used to be for me when I needed to speak up for myself, or I needed to question anyone. I would just go like that. I would be literally paralyzed. It was literally impossible to do. And if I did somehow speak up, it was so powerless, unbelievable, and full of apologies and justifications that I was completely dismissed. Or I was so triggered, I'd be like a raging banshee, totally overreacting to the issue at hand. And the truth was, no one got where I was coming from because I still didn't believe that I had worth, value, rights, or an ability to be heard. I hadn't cleaned up my inner being traumas yet. And it's quantum law, so within, so without. So the key to change our life is always to change ourselves, meaning changing our traumas that have been causing us to hand over power with crap that have not been allowing us to show up. And I promise you, when you do the inner work and you get this right and you refuse to ever again not show up, no narcissist will ever take you down again. And your entire life experience will shift from being hurt, used and deceived into being surrounded and filled by real love and success. So I hope that has really helped, and I'd love you to come over to the blog and let's all talk about crap. It's good crap though. It is really good stuff. So come over to blog.melanietoniaevans.com, and as always, keep healing, keep smiling, keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.